So I've been working on this rebuild of a manual transmission for a '89 Jeep Wrangler, and I just want to take a quick minute to show anyone who's interested what's happening if you drive a manual and you're grinding as you try and shift into any one of your gears. So this is what's going on. So this is your counter shaft, and this is off your main shaft. This is your third gear. So this third gear, you notice it has the teeth that line up, and you're in gear, as you could probably imagine. But these teeth right here, they line up with what's called a synchro, or a synchronizing ring. Now you notice these two faces here, your third gear and then the synchronizer, they run up flush. Now you don't want that. Reason being, take a look at this face that the synchro fits on or slides over. You can kind of see there's a little bit of a taper. This side is a little bit narrower or smaller than the inside of it. Now what that allows, or should be happening, is this cone effect. As this slides on, this spins freely, but when it becomes compressed, that cone should create that friction to where this can no longer slide or spin freely. Now you'll notice I'm giving it some compression into one another, and I can still spin pretty easily. So that's not good. Here is a new synchronizer, and this is what you want to be seeing. So let's put that on now, like so. Notice there's already a little bit of a gap in between the faces when I slide on that synchronizer. Now what that allows is that room for the synchro to be compressed against the gear, and now there's that friction that I cannot spin, and that is what helps. Is as it's spinning and you go to shift into your gear, that can help align these teeth and go into your gear. Now when you're grinding, what you're hearing is actually this sliding clutch in a way. This is what slides over this, and this goes between your third gear and your fourth gear. So as you're sliding into gear, notice that there's a little bit of teeth around the inside of this ring. Those teeth rely on that synchronizer to align themselves and grab on to your third gear. Now what you're hearing when it's grinding is these teeth hitting against these here. And those are grabbing one another's, at your however many RPMs you're shifting at. So that's the reason why you can hear your gears grinding, because these teeth are sliding against these here, because your synchronizer has been worn out. The good one, grab and help line up and slip you right into gear. Compare it to the original or the worn out synchronizer again. You can see that face is pretty face to face. There's no gap there, so that doesn't really allow room for this to be compressed against that cone that sits on and be any help to you. And I can spin it still. And again, the new one compared right there, you see that little gap between. So now when this gets compressed, it can actually stay there where it needs to go when it lines up, and that ring can slide over onto your third gear assembly, then allowing it to officially be engaged into its gear. So that's what's happening if you are grinding into any one of your gears. First, second, third, fourth, doesn't matter, fifth. If you're grinding into any one of them, likely that's what's happening. Your synchronizer ring is worn out and not allowing that friction on this cone that it sits on to pretty much work anymore.